Hey guys, Apocalypso here. Are you ready for the Roman Rumble? I know I am. Let's go. Alright, so the map is Cenotes. Cenotes? I think it's Cenotes. Alright. Let me let me check some things here. I just want to make sure everything is going alright. Let me just double check. I'm going to make sure that the audio balance is good. And it appears that it is good. So, let me pause and explain to you all about the Romans. So, they are an infantry civilization, which makes sense because, well, everybody knows about Roman infantry. That makes a lot of sense. Villagers gather, build, and repair 5% faster. Basically, it's not much. 5% is not much, but it basically means that you'll just be able to do everything just a little bit faster, and that is definitely helpful. It'll help keep things running smoothly, and it's basically a combination of all of those collection bonuses. It's basically a combination of all of those collection bonuses that other civilizations have all in one, except way weaker. But that's fine because, like I said, you have just that tiny bit of boost to your economy, and that certainly helps with keeping things running smoothly. Alright, so their second bonus, which is not really relevant on this map, is that the galley line has +1 attack. That's basically the equivalent of having fletching for free, except you also have fletching. So, in the feudal age, you can have galleys with +2 attack, and that is certainly helpful. That is actually really useful on water maps because it basically means your ships are going to have the edge over other ships. Now, galleys, they have 6 attack normally. With fletching, they have 7. With this bonus and fletching, they'd have 8. So that is pretty good. It's actually more than a war galley, which is really interesting. So they basically have more attack than a war galley with fletching. Or I should say, well, their attack is equal to the war galley with fletching. But I'm saying if they have fletching in the feudal age, then they're going to have more attack than a base war galley, or equal to a war galley with fletching. So that is actually pretty useful. Of course, you don't have all that HP and armor, so it's only 120 compared to 135. So it's not exactly like having a war galley, but still, you have the attack of the war galley. Receive the Droman. I'll get into that. So you have the attack of the war galley 1 age early, which is definitely pretty useful. That is definitely very useful for water maps. Now, why they gave this bonus to the Romans, I have no idea. It just seems a bit unnecessary to me. And the next bonus doubles down on the whole ship thing for the Romans, which I don't understand why, because they were mostly a land civilization. Whatever. Yeah, their devs do what they do. I guess we're not supposed to understand it. So the next one is that war galleys have +1/+1 armor. That's P is pierce armor, and then galleons and dromons have +2/+2 armor. So war galleys, they normally have 0 melee armor and 6 pierce armor. Now that 6 pierce armor is enough to negate a normal war galley's damage down to 1, but a war galley with fletching is going to do 2 damage. So I guess that extra armor is going to help even more. Like I said, I don't understand why they gave this to the Romans. Didn't seem necessary. Doesn't really tie in with their actual specialties. I would have liked some kind of tower bonus because, well, the Mediterranean towers are literally based on Roman towers. So I think it would have been really fitting for the Romans to have a tower bonus instead of all this naval stuff, but whatever. Like I said, the devs do what they do. So of course in the Imperial Age, it gets way better because they have +2 armor. So that means they have 2 pierce armor and or 2 melee armor, excuse me, and then 10 pierce armor. And of course, that's pretty significant. Once again, that completely negates a normal galleon's attack. And even a galleon with full upgrades. So fletching is +1, blocking arrows +1, bracers +1. That's 3. So I suppose even a fully upgraded galleon is going to do 1 damage. Uh, Actually, I think there's some ship bonus happening, so it's not 1 damage technically, but it's 1 damage without the bonus damage. So I hope that's not misleading, but it is definitely going to be helpful. And of course, that applies to the Dromans too. So that's the Droman is basically a a sea version, a ship version of the Onager, with the range of the Bombard, excuse me, the Cannon Galleon. So it's a very interesting unit. It's not unique to the Romans. They also gave it to the Byzantines, the Huns, and the Goths. So basically, the late antiquity civilizations, and that's kind of interesting to me. So thing is the other another bonus is that infantry receives double effect from blacksmith armor upgrades. Now, if we look at the blacksmith armor upgrades, you can see, okay, that's scale barding. Okay, so +1 of each armor. So that's +2 +2. So that means they have an extra armor of each type in the feudal age. And then in the castle age, they have another +2 +2 of each type. Uh, so that means they don't have the last armor, which is really good because then they would have +2 +4, which would be utterly insane. But that does mean they end up having 1 extra of each type of armor uh, compared to the normal civilization, and that is definitely pretty good, especially since, well, they don't have supplies. So their militia units are going to be full price. So they definitely need all the help they can get with being tanky because, boy, you're surely not going to get that many out. And I'll tell you about the legionary in a few minutes. So another bonus, their final bonus, well, actually, not really. They have a team bonus, um, which I'll talk about in a minute. Scorpions cost -60% gold. Let's see if we can go to scorpions. Okay. -60% gold and benefit from ballistics research. Now, normally I think they cost 75 gold. It's the same price, same gold cost as a knight. So, yeah, knights cost 75 gold. So, I know that it's the same cost as a knight because the Polish unique tech has the same effect on the knights, and they cost the same amount of gold. So I know they normally cost 75 gold. So now they cost 30 gold, and they also benefit from ballistics, which ballistics is they fire more accurately at moving targets. So these scorpions are going to be able to really be effective. They're going to be really effective against uh, most units. Now, it's actually really especially useful because they have pretty terrible archers. Now, they have heavy cavalry archer for some reason. Uh, so, see, they don't have arbalester. They don't have bracer. They do have ring archer armor, which is interesting. But their archers are pretty terrible. Uh, using them is not recommend. Using them is not recommended. But that's why you have the Scorpions. So then the team bonus is complementary to that, whereas the Scorpion line minimum range is reduced. Now that's especially insane with a Khmer or Celt ally, because the Khmer, they have um, extra one range for the Scorpions for the whole team, and then the Celts, in addition to the whole team getting them out faster, the Celts themselves also have faster firing Scorpions. So a Romans, Celts, and Khmer team could actually be pretty powerful in terms of Scorpions. And of course, the other siege weapons will be strengthened as well. So, talking about the unique units now, the castle one is the Centurion. It says Roman unique cavalry unit increases movement and attack speed of nearby militia line units. Strong versus infantry, weak versus pikemen and camel riders. Now that's pretty typical. Strong versus infantry. Uh, it really bears to mind the cataphract, which is the Byzantine unique unit, but they don't have a bonus against infantry like the cataphract does. You'll see later that a different unit has that role of being anti-infantry. Basically, what this does is I don't remember the range of it, but basically, militia line units, the swordsmen, they move faster and attack faster when a centurion is around them, which I'd say is pretty fitting given what centurions do, uh, given what they did in real life. But the main gripe is that they shouldn't be cavalry because centurions were foot units. They were foot soldiers in real life, but I think they just wanted to do something a bit different. Yeah, so that's the Centurion. Now about the other unique unit, it's the Legionary. Now you may notice that it's replacing both the two-handed swordsman and the champion. Now it is now that's the only unit affected by the Centurion buff. Now, the interesting thing about the Legionary is that it's part Jaguar warrior. They went to the Aztec school for infantry. They have a slight bonus against other infantry. So it says Roman unique infantry unit. Strong versus buildings and infantry. Weak versus archers at long range. Now, again, I don't know what the bonus is. It might be +3 or +4. I don't know. It's a fairly small bonus. It might even be +5. It's nowhere close to the Jaguar Warrior in terms of being anti-infantry, but it is nice to have for sure. And it is a cheaper alternative to the two-handed swordsman and champion. So that is another reason that they're useful because you don't need to spend as much or you don't have to spend as many resources or as much time trying to get up to the max swordsman evolution. So you just have 4, which can be useful for sure. And you're not really missing out on any kind of weakness. You're not missing out on any kind of power, excuse me, uh, that you would be if you were a civilization like the Mayans that don't get champions. They're just stuck with two-handed swordsmen. Legionaries are as competent as champions. So you're not missing out on anything. So that's very interesting. It's a very interesting inclusion for the civilization. Now, for the unique techs. Now, this is where things get interesting. Uh, the Romans clearly were in cahoots with the Khmer because their unique technology is ballistas. Yeah, I know ballistas are an ancient invention. Just bear with me here. Scorpions and Galleon fire 33% faster. Now that's compared to the Saracen bonus, which is plus 25%. So this is even better than that. Saracens are right below. Anyway, yeah. So obviously that's better than both the Celts and the Saracens bonus. For only 900 resources, which is not bad. And definitely it helps make the Scorpions even stronger with that minimum range reduced and also the cheaper cost and better accuracy against moving targets. So ballistas is just makes them that much stronger. So that is basically ballistas in a nutshell, and it also helps on water too, of course. So of course, again, it's doubling down on the whole scorpion and naval thing. Now, scorpion thing I kind of understand. I kind of understand the whole scorpion thing. Naval thing I don't really understand, but you already know that. So the Imperial Age unique technology is called Coma Tatenses. Costs 700 food and 800 gold, which is definitely pretty steep. Militia Line, Knight Line, and Centurions train 50% faster and receive a charge attack. Now, I think one of these effects should be removed because it's kind of a little overkill having both. Um, I think the 50% training part should be the part that is removed because it's just kind of redundant with a bunch of other bonuses. That's the main issue I have with this civilization. A lot of the stuff feels kind of tacked on, and it's incredibly redundant in many ways. So, whatever. Anyway, so what this does is it basically gives uh, militias, well, the swordsmen and knights and centurions, a +5 boost to their damage. Now, of course, that's incredibly useful against pretty much anything except buildings. I don't think it applies to buildings. But yes, it is incredibly helpful, but it is only +5, so they're not going to be quite as insane as the Custilier or the Arumi swordsman. So, since it applies to 3 different unit types, I'm glad that it's reasonable. It's not too insane. I just wish they would remove the 50% faster training because that is unnecessary. Uh, they don't really need it. But enough about that. Let's actually see them in action. Alright, so I'm gonna fast forward here in a minute. So, as you can see, okay, I'm gonna fast forward here. Okay. That's weird. I couldn't do it at first. Yeah, anyway. So this is Connotes, so it is a Mesoamerican themed map. And you can see they're already putting down a lumber camp. So as you can see, well, you might not be able to tell with this lumber camp, it might not be obvious, but the Romans have the normal Mediterranean architecture. Now, like I said, I wish there was some kind of bonus for their towers, because that would be thematically appropriate with, the Romans being the way they are. And sorry, I was just adjusting the volume there. But, like I said, the Mediterranean towers themselves are actually based on the Roman towers. So it would be pretty cool if they gave them a tower bonus, and that would also kind of make them a bit more two-dimensional instead of just focusing a whole lot on... What? Okay. Anyway, the AI said he was advancing a feudal age and then he wasn't. But anyway, so I think giving them a tower bonus would make them more two-dimensional. As of now, basically they only have one viable strategy, and that is infantry and scorpions. I think the most interesting civilizations are ones that have multiple things that they can do at any one time. They're multi-layered. Of course, that's not to say that one-dimensional civs are... These two ladies are doing some kind of dance. Anyway, scandalous. Anyway, whatever. That's not to say multi-layered civilizations are bad or anything. Or, sorry. That's not to say one-dimensional civs are bad or anything, but I think some of the most interesting civilizations are ones that have multiple strategies, like the Lithuanians. They have decent trash. Now, as Spirit of the Law demonstrates, it's not that good. But, what the? That's weird. Anyway, I don't know what that's about. Anyway, so this display's a little weird, showing that's my perspective. It's definitely not my perspective, but nothing seems to broken so far. So building a stable, that's interesting. Wonder what they're gonna go for. Are they gonna go for cavalry, perhaps? I don't know, but you can see they're both in the feudal age now, so they're relatively close to each other, as to be expected on a map of this size. They're finishing up. Actually, they're not really close to being finished, but let's see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna put anybody on gold? That is a good question. But yes, as I was saying, I think the most interesting civilizations are ones that have multi-layered elements to them, ones that can do multiple things. I think giving the Romans a tower bonus would not only be an interesting historical reference, but also make them more interesting gameplay wise as well. Now, I don't know what that bonus could be. Maybe they're cheaper or something, I don't know. But I guess I shouldn't give the devs too many ideas. They'll just make them more broken than they already are. But let's see. The two players are just waiting, watching and waiting. Not much going on right now. Uh, Stuff appears to be kind of bugged out. I don't know why the display is showing it's my perspective. Maybe it's because I'm the one spectating, but this is definitely Blue's perspective because this shows enemy. So this is definitely Blue's perspective. Oh, hello, what's going on here? Okay, so the scouts they've now engaged. So that's very interesting. Oh, there's a spear. There's a spear here. That's gonna help. All right. All right, so one scout goes down. Another one could go down here. Yep, another one went down. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, a third one went down. Oh, okay. A fourth one can go down. Okay. Okay. I think one of them's okay. Fourth one goes down. So now there's just one scout left. I think these scouts are slightly faster. I think they have husbandry, whereas these ones do not. Because if you looked, this scout was chasing this one, and he was able to catch up with him. If neither of them had husbandry or both had husbandry, they would not be able to catch up to each other. So I think this one of them definitely has husbandry. I think this one definitely has husbandry. So okay, another one's about to go down here. See, look, he's about to overtake him. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but okay. This is a very interesting interaction. So just scout wars going on here, and okay, so these two are very weak here. They're definitely gonna go down. Okay, so this one escapes. That one was not so fortunate, but he's probably gonna die anyway because these AI do not know when to give up. They just keep fighting and fighting and fighting. Do I have small trees on? I think I have small trees on. Yeah, I definitely do. Okay, this one is weak. This one is weak. He could go down in a future engagement. So that made things very interesting. Okay, so it's some spearmen and skirmishers. That's fitting with what they can do. In what they did in real life, it's pretty fitting. So, uh, considering spears and javelins, they were weapons used by the Romans very commonly. It's fitting that they're creating them right now. And blacksmith, that would be useful. Oh, okay, here's another engagement here. So the weak one is still here, so that one's definitely gonna be the first to die. Or not, because they seem to just be chasing each other, and neither of them have engaged, which is kind of weird. They just seem to be indecisive about whether or not they're going to engage, which is pretty typical of the AI, to be honest. But that is kind of what's going on right now, and other than that, not a whole lot is going on. I'm just give me a second here. All right. Oh, sorry. I was drinking water. I get very thirsty. I like to drink a lot of water because, I mean, it's hard for me to talk. Sometimes I need to have a clear throat when I do these things. Uh, and it's I get very thirsty. So it is useful to be drinking water. And unfortunately, it kind of disrupts the video, so I just kind of have to, to mute myself because I don't want everybody to hear me gulping water. That would be highly unprofessional. But I suppose me talking about it is also highly unprofessional. But, I've never really been particularly professional anyway, so yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter anyway. Alright, so now they're making archers. Now that's very interesting because, these guys have skirmishers. They have 11 skirmishers versus, uh, okay, how many, okay, something's definitely bugged here. How many archers do they have? 10. Okay, showing this is blue, but it's definitely not. It's definitely red's perspective. So something's bugged here, but as long as the functionality still works, I guess it doesn't matter. So, okay, so they're starting to mine stone already. That's very interesting. So I hope we get to see their unique Roman castles, which are based on Roman forts. So they're currently on the way to the Castle Age. So that makes things way more interesting here. Sorry, so there's a new... Oh! See, look, here's the tower I'm talking about. I think it's just to protect the gold miners. I mean, it's a smart thing to do because, these gold miners will be very vulnerable otherwise, and they'd have to walk all the way over here to the town center. They could easily be picked off, so you could save a few... Oh, hello. Definitely missed something here. Okay, so definitely, clearly some people died there. So now, I think all of those weak scouts died. So they're building their own tower in defense. So, I guess we could say it's a tower defense. Okay, so now they're going to be in Castle Age. Okay, so now they're in Castle Age. Alright, so now they have their own tower. Now, like I said, this is very fitting for the Romans to be building towers because, once again, it's based on an actual Roman tower. You can look up ancient Roman observation towers and see exactly buildings that look pretty much exactly like these. So now if they upgrade the guard tower, which is not a guarantee, the AI doesn't really do it if they don't have a bonus for it. But you can also see towers that look like the guard tower too. So it's very interesting how they were thinking about that when they redesigned the Mediterranean architecture. And that just kind of makes it a little bit more authentic with the Romans because okay, you can see a little bit there the archery range. It's kind of similar to the guard tower, um, but like I said, it makes things a little bit more authentic with the Romans being able to build period accurate towers. Now, of course, things are going to get even more authentic if they build their castles, which hopefully they will. Now, they're in the Castle Age too. I don't know when they advanced to the Castle Age. That's very interesting. They both have siege workshops right next to each other. So, we could definitely see some kind of mangonel war. Actually, more likely scorpions. They're probably going for scorpions. That's probably what they're doing. So, it's interesting. They're just focusing on trash instead of the units they're actually good with. Well, actually, they have +2/+2 armor, so maybe they're not that bad. That scout just immediately died. Now, skirmishers have a bonus against both of these unit types here, both the pikemen and the crossbows. So they're a good unit to have here. See, they're easily taking out the pikemen. Alright, see, but these crossbows are taking out the pikes as well. So, very, very good engagement. That tower's certainly helping. What's going on here? Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so now they're kind of pursuing. And what are they going to be doing? What are they going for? I don't know. It's hard to tell what they're going for exactly. But, you know, it's what they should do is they should make scorpions because their archer units are not that good. I have a new town center now. Okay, so this tower is definitely going to discourage aggression here. See now these villagers are inside the tower, and oh, see that pikeman gets taken out. Are these pikemen are gonna get taken out too? Oh, holy cow! Holy cow! Holy cow! Whoa! Okay, half the skirmishers just got taken out. That was a good shot. Holy cow! That was a fantastic shot. And the remaining ones are weak. He could have cleaned this up if he had one more shot. That was a fantastic mangonel shot. Holy cow, that was good. It was right there. It definitely took advantage of the situation there. He's creating his own counter mangonel, even though that one's dead. He's probably going to try to take out the siege workshop. Or do something about the archers. It's hard to tell. Oh, 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 okay. Well, that one wasn't as amazing. That one wasn't as amazing. Holy cow, okay. There's some really good mangonel shots here. Some really good mangonel shots in this episode. Holy cow. This is... This is a... This is a mangonel fan's dream. There's two really good shots. And the third, pretty good shot. Not as good, but still pretty satisfying. But not as satisfying as the last one. So, but they really, really need to work on their skirmisher numbers here because, yikes, their skirmishers almost got completely wiped out. And they really need to be careful. Okay, so they're mixing against some knights now. That's going to be good against the mangonels. So this onager is kind of hitting. Mangonel is kind of hiding behind the tower. Kind of interesting. So there's going to be another engagement now. Okay. So he has a elite skirmisher. He does not. So that's a little awkward. Oh, 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 yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh! Oh, yeah! Oh, that's awesome. I should just call this the onager episode. The mangonel episode. Because this is, not seeing very much Roman stuff, but we're definitely seeing onager stuff. Boy! Boy, this is quite the... This is quite the episode, isn't it? Alright. Let's see what's going on. Are we gonna see more shots? Okay, so okay, these knights are gonna melt. Oh, these knights are gonna melt. Oh, he's out of wood. Holy cow. And then he's gonna go down. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. That one, that mangonel went down. Okay, so these knights are gonna go down too. You almost killed your own units there, bud. Yeah, that knights... Those knights don't stand a chance against pikemen. Not in those small numbers. Alright, so these skirmishers are going to clean up the pikemen. Alright, so... What they need to do is they need to make more onagers, more mangonels. Because these crossbows are easily taking out these knights, and they need to be dealt with. Well, actually the onager is dealt with, so maybe they have a better chance of dealing with the crossbows. I don't know, it's hard to tell. So, they have a monastery now. They have a monastery. Okay, are they going to try to go for relics? I don't know. Okay, so now they have another mill. They're adding more farms. That's a good idea. So, what does it look like for red, although it says it's blue? What does it look like for him? He's on the way to the Imperial Age. Holy cow. That's pretty good. He's just starting there. So, red is going to be to the Imperial Age way before blue. So, that will make things kind of interesting. Now, we're going to see... Are we going to see a castle at all? I hope we do. Because I really want to show off the unique Roman castle, because I like it a lot. Uh, it's very, very unique. It's basing a castle off of a Roman fort is just an absolutely ingenious idea. Now, sorry about the frame drops. I was unplugging my computer. All right, you know, if you're gonna have a Roman castle be based on anything, of course you'd have it based on a fort because that just makes so much sense. Technically, it's not based on an actual fort though, but it's based on like a supply depot for Hadrian's Wall. So I mean, it's not technically a fort, but it is basically a fort. So, oh, we are gonna see a castle. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, I might get denied though. Holy cow. Oh, it's not gonna get denied. It's just about there. All right, so you get to see a fort here. You get to see the castle now. Ah, what's going on here? What is going on? Holy cow. Holy cow. Oh, we're gonna see. Ah! Okay, so these onager shots are not nearly as impressive. Holy cow. Okay, so they're suddenly massing like longswordsmen like crazy. It's I mean, it's definitely a good decision, but it's just kind of crazy how they did it. Meanwhile, blue is just massing knights. Is he going for centurions? Is he going for centurions? He's not going for he's not going for centurions. That's very interesting, though. All right, so what's gonna happen here? Holy cow! There's a conversion in progress here. Is this gonna work? I think it worked. I think it worked. There's the tower there. That's contributing. Okay, all those villagers are idle. Is there another? Do they have a castle? Oh, they're working on a castle. Is it gonna be done though? Oh, they have a castle already. Because you can get a better view of the fort here. It's very interesting. So they're researching conscription. Oh, you just saw a centurion. Okay. So they're mainly focusing on knights, which is really odd considering the knights don't really get any benefits except from combatences. So it's a little strange that they're focusing on knights when the long swords are a much better option. And they're killing their own units with this mangonel, by the way. So they should probably stop doing that. Because that's just gonna... Well, it's just a silly thing to do. But, what else is going on here, exactly? Building another stable. That's weird. He's going mainly for skirmishers and knights, which is really weird because that's like not the specialty at all. Holy cow! Oh, that villager just got converted. So pretty tight. All right, what's going on here? All right, let's see. Okay, so that one goes down. Okay, onagers are not being very effective against cavalry. Okay, they have cavalier now. What the? Oh, what? What? Villager fighting. That light cavalry goes down. And this longswordsman will go down. What is this game? Oh, there's another conversion in progress. Okay, what? Where? Oh, now we see a legionary. Legionary. Okay, this is definitely a lot more interesting, than I feared it would be. Alright, so we're definitely seeing more Roman stuff and not just a bunch of onager stuff. I mean, not that I'm complaining about onager shots. I don't really see satisfying onager shots a whole lot anymore, but we are getting to see centurions and legionaries. You can see the legionaries are moving a bit faster. So yeah, this is... Legionaries have their own attack sound, by the way. I don't know why, but... Wow, this Andra is making short work of these villagers. Alright. Oh, they're everywhere. Holy cow. They are everywhere. You cannot stop them. They are everywhere. They're destroying everything. They're destroying everything. This is turning out to be a very spectacular game. So these Cavaliers are going to try to take out these Onagers. They are going to be successful with one of them. And are they going to be successful with this one? Okay, so now they have their own legionaries. Now they have their own legionaries. Okay, they have a centurion there, so it's going to help a little bit. Oh, hello. Romans with trebuchets. Now that is a sight to see. Several hundred years removed from trebuchets. Okay, so now these villagers are going into this castle for protection. That is very interesting. Alright, so are these... The Centurion should try to take out this trebuchet here. Because it can't, it's like right near it. Okay, halberdiers, legionaries. Okay. Huh. What is going on here? Oh, okay. I'm not entirely sure what's going on right now. Just, there's just a battle going on. And these villagers are going to have to flee. Then I don't know when they're going to come back. Oh, okay. Now they're attacking the opposing castle. So this one is safe. So they're going to have to attack this castle and make sure that their own trebuchets is not taken out. But these units are just completely ignoring the trebuchet, which is not smart because this castle can only stay up for so long. Okay, so they are going to take it out. Okay, so now they're attacking the town center. Excuse me. They're not especially good against town centers because they don't have that high pierce armor. And also the Centurion is helping to take them out. Doing a pretty good job at it. Actually. What's going on here? They're just sharing wood lines. It's weird. Alright, so this is shaping up to be a very interesting game, for sure. There was a conversion sound somewhere? I don't know where it was going on. Okay, so that trebuchet goes down, which is very unfortunate. They definitely need that. Oh, there's so much to watch here. This is just... Red is everywhere. Another trebuchet goes down to an onager. This is just... There's nothing blue can do about this. There is nothing blue can do about this. I don't even know what blue could do about this. This is just absolutely insane. Just look at the size of Red's army. 27 units. 36. There was a lot of units. They're everywhere. What's over here? Another wood line. Okay, so just this tower is not going to do that much. It's just these units are everywhere. There's not much they can do about this, to be honest. Okay, now this tower is going to go down. And all the villagers hiding in there are going to die. And I have a feeling this game is over pretty soon. Somehow they haven't resigned yet. Probably once these villagers get taken out, they'll resign. And that is only a matter of time because Red is everywhere. They resigned. Thy heraldic color was superior to mine own. No wonder thou wert victorious. I shall abdicate. I haven't seen that one in a long time, if ever. That is definitely an interesting resignation message. I still love these castles so much. Very Roman, and I love that. It's very fitting for the Romans. It's very fitting. Now, their wonder, which of course we didn't see, is the Colosseum, and it's basically just taken straight from Age of Empires 1, but a little updated, and it's not that great. It looks too small. If they made it a little taller, maybe would be a bit better, but it just looks a little small. So I still don't know what's up with this display thing. It's really bugging me. I don't know why it's glitching out like that, but this is absolutely insane. I don't know what blue could have done about red. You just I guess red is the correct Roman color, so I guess that's why it won. Think about all the Roman soldiers you see everywhere, they wear red. So I mean it's the right color. So I guess that's why they won because red is the Roman color. But in any case, I'm not sure what blue could have done differently about this situation. To be honest, I don't know what I could have done differently about this because I guess what blue should have done was just be more aggressive early on. Now let's see the statistics and military units converted as 5, 2 more than red. Buildings raised 5 versus 4. Largest army 73 versus 38. So it's definitely a significant military advantage for red. That's why they won. They just had more units. Now, I think if blue had massed more of an army and been more aggressive and also bothered using counter units beyond the early game, they might have had a chance. Economy, red collected more resources, probably why they had more units because they had more resources to play with. Technology. Okay, blue was first to the feudal and castle age. Oh, actually, they advanced at the same time. That's very interesting. But red was first to the imperial age and explored more of the map, researched more technologies. So that's very interesting. So they collected 3 relics, and both had a total of 3 castles, which is interesting. Relic gold is 1,215 versus 400. So definitely not that much definitely not that much relic gold for blue, but that makes sense because he only had 1 relic. And the timeline, it looks roughly even here until the very end, and then it just skyrockets for red, and then blue just everything goes wrong for blue. So this is just an absolutely crazy game, and I'm trying to put more energy into my commentating, and I hope I'm doing a good job with that because I really need to be better with the energy. I need to actually be entertaining. I don't want to just sound extremely meh. I don't want to sound deadpan. So I hope I've been doing a good job for uh yeah, I hope I've been doing a good job, better job with the energy. And I'm sorry I've been gone for almost a year. Um, it's just I've been going through I want to say mental health issues, but that doesn't quite cover it. Just a bunch of crazy stuff going on, and I figured with the new expansion, it might be time to revamp my YouTube channel, and I still want to do continuing series, a continuation of multiple continuations actually of this series in a different format. So look forward to that. And I'm thinking of making my channel exclusively Age of Empires related from now on. Now, as if there weren't enough AoE 2 channels, but I'm thinking of having a focus not just on this series, but also on architecture of the game, because it is an underrated element of the game. And I just think it would be an interesting thing to talk about the visuals. Everybody's so focused on the mechanics and the gameplay that they completely overlook the visuals. So look forward to that because I'm probably going to be making videos along those lines. And I might put out videos about other things in the future, but it's hard to say. And eventually I want to get into making music as well, but an announcement for that will come when I'm ready to actually do it, when I actually have things out. So just be mindful of that stuff in the future. And I will see you in another video. Bye.